Hey loves, it's Lisa Stamper here with your weekly angel oracle card reading. This card reading is for April 5th to the 11th, 2021. The card deck that we've been guided to use is the Star Seed Oracle. The very first card that comes through, and happy Easter. I don't know where you guys are in the world, but here we are celebrating Easter and whatever that means to you. For myself, I'm celebrating birth and renewal for today. That's what we're doing. So that is lovely. The first card that comes through is Earth Pulsing. Pulse of the Mother, slow down, time in nature. A mysterious pulse is woven through all of life. The planet itself has a rhythm. You can see it in the seasons and the tides. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck or off kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and to surrender to the pulse of Earth. Earth pulsing is a tool for surrendering to the rhythmic pulse of the mother and the entire universe. And what you do is you pretend that you're connecting, even if you're visualize you're connecting down into the earth, down through your body, down through your feet, down into the earth, that you are connecting to a crystal in the center of Mother Earth. And then you intend her energy to come up through your beam of light or waterfall or whatever you're setting into the earth. And then you can feel the actual pulsing. It is amazing. Okay, it says, today many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. Somewhere along the way, a severing happened. And it's interesting, they're asking me to share with you how when we became more evolved, right? We were walking around with like leather on our feet, or barefoot first and then leather. And then we went to rubber. Well, rubber actually doesn't let us connect into the earth. The grounding is super duper duper important. So awesome. So many of us are disconnected from the land beneath us. So the point being, if you can get outside in nature and take off your shoes, that would be amazing. It says, somewhere along the way, a severing happened, a moment when it became too painful to stay connected. We feel unsupported, as if we don't belong. A lot of people that I work with do go through that. They do feel that they are alone or that it is lonely. And interestingly, at the start, it says, artificial lighting, working long hours, modern conveniences. A lot of people who I'm being called to work with, or who are actually coming in to work with me, are wanting the same, are wanting part-time work. They're wanting to be paid well for doing work that they love. And so that is really awesome. It's an opening. It's actually this thing that is happening is we are leading this new paradigm. So that is pretty cool. And the new paradigm is that we are going to be working less, making more money doing that. So if that resonates you, if that is something that you want to chat about, feel free to hit me up and we'll absolutely do that. So let's just get back in here. It says, we look to other people and the external world to fill the void of the connection, holding, and belonging once given to us by the earth, taking, clutching, conquering, longing for others to receive us fully as the mother once did, forgetting that she's still here, waiting for us to remember and activate the part of us that longs to receive her embrace. When you consciously connect with the earth, a veil is lifted and she opens up and receives you more fully. You're able to drink from her sweet water. So it's literally like getting that energy to come up and through you will fill you up. It will help you to release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away and you become connected to all things on the planet. There's an activation with this. So I will do this on behalf of us. And it is, so you guys can just place your hand on your heart if you feel called. I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. And guys, I'll tell you this cool thing that happened when I was on the beach a couple years ago. I literally was just laying there on my stomach, and my husband and I were relaxing. And I said, oh my God, can you feel that? And I literally felt a pulse, but I didn't know what it was. So that was cool. I was feeling the earth energy. So you can viscerally feel it, or you can also just imagine or pretend that you can feel it. And it's literally, you do it until, if you're doing it and you set the intention that it's working, it's going to work. It's going to work. So the next card that comes through is Fall into My Arms. This is about surrender, holding opposite, and the extremes of life. There. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of source. That is when I feel lonely, is when I feel disconnected from source, right? Absolutely. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet, our connection and our time here on earth. So often we see things either as good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things are bad, then perhaps we've done something wrong. Interesting. I just came across something recently this weekend that validates that totally. I automatically went into, oh my gosh, I must have done something wrong in order for this to happen. Interesting. However, we are all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do that. Absolutely, absolutely. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you to more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. There is an activation with this. I will do the same as I did before. Place your hand on your heart if you do want to be involved in this. I am ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. Just doing that, I could feel the energy just pull down and sink in. Lovely. The last card that helps us through April 5th to the 11th is karmic relationships, Orion energy, which is a planet, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. The constellation, it's a constellation. Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many star seeds, they're asking me to share. A starseed is somebody who comes here with a double mission. So you come here as a soul to expand, as to grow, as a soul, right? Being human. But the other mission is to help uplift and raise consciousness. So that is your double mission if you're a starseed. And most of you watching this will be, of course. Some believe that many starseeds who are part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you're one of them. Polarity causes conflicts and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Absolutely. Anytime that I've had a disagreement or an argument with my husband, we'll use him as an example, I always feel a deeper connection to him after as we work through it. And I've talked to others who feel the same when you're able to hold another soul and see them and dive deeper and understand and work through it together. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. It's 100%. It's turning on love's eyes. That's all we need to do. Hear the other person out, because really hurt people, right? So they are coming from a place of past trauma and they are in reaction, right? And that is where it comes from. And we disassociate, we can't connect with them because when we are in conflict, we close our hearts, right? So if you can picture your heart being open and connecting to this other person who you're having conflict with, then you are able to get through it, navigate it, and then receive the lesson that is meant for you in it. When we go into reactive second guessing mode instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, true, right? We should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. Funny, because I don't read these before. So yes, of course, that's what it says. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. And so cool. One of the things that I actually teach is for my people who are in my Soul Aligned Success Strategy program and a lot of my private clients is that when we are acting out of wounding, what we need to do is view the other person as a 5-year-old child. That's how we are able to shift perspective and think about what must have gone on. I was able to forgive my biological birth father who abandoned our family when we were just little, my sister and I, by creating this picture in my mind of what must have happened to him in order for him to do that. And it enabled me to move through and see him from a compassionate point of view. Does that make sense? We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. Oh, cool. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet, that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. Yes, it's challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. Absolutely. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? Even just setting that intention to open your heart and drop your defenses. That's all you need to do. How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? Gorgeous. There is a soul seed in Starseed Soul Inquiry. So you guys can write this down. This is for something that you can journal on. This can be a prompt for you guys. Which relationships do you find the most challenging? How can you see things from a different perspective? How are you being called to allow growth through the conflict? Interesting, interesting. They're just telling me to pull one other one. Ooh, and then Inner Earth. It says, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Interesting, because then they tell me this is in relation to the virus, because a lot of people are feeling so done, which absolutely. Inner Earth, known as Agartha, is believed to be a hidden subterranean world within the planet itself. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Many ancient cultures mention it in their stories. It's said that some of the beings of ancient lost lands, such as the Lemurian Atlantis and Aryavarta, went there. Hindu and Celtic lore mention caves and entrances to underground worlds. Tibetan Buddhism refers to the secret mystical city of Shambhala, which is thought to be located in the Himalayas. Many have searched for inner earth in the physical world, but without success. So the mystery continues. Is it a place that exists in the physical or on another level of consciousness? There are solutions beyond what you can perceive right now. Surprising outcomes to your problems and situations, resolutions that are in the best interest of all involved. If you find yourself facing an obstacle or feeling stuck, you have no idea of what to do, you're being reassured that there is a way out. You will survive this and things will work out. If you're stuck in a rut, do something to shake up the energy and shift your thinking. And again, you can actually ask to use your energy or what you're feeling stuck with and go and work out. Right? And it moves the energy. I just see somebody here, Sophia James. She is trying to dive bomb this. So guys, let's just not respond to her. Okay. I'm not really sure how to stop that, but I just know to ban them from my page. So I always set the intentions that this is sacred space and protected. So, okay. Soon you'll see, if you're stuck in a rut, do something to shake up the energy and shift your thinking. Try something you wouldn't normally do. Soon you'll see the whole new worlds of solutions are available. Things were previously beyond your focus will present themselves. Helpful people, signs from the universe, and support in both expected and unexpected ways are on their way to you. But first, you need to do something different to shift your focus so you can receive them. The soul inquiry, what can you do to shift your energy or your outlook? Cool. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next Sunday. Let me know if you have any questions. Blessings.